beautiful people, Leticia here, coming to you today with another edition of my weekly Money Matters webinars. Today's topic is, well, it's different than what I was hoping to speak about today. Unfortunately, my guest that I was hoping to have today had an emergency, so I figured I would talk to you about a topic that is seems to be quite popular these days. I've been getting a lot of questions about Playa del Carmen real estate. What's the market here like, both for rentals and for in terms of purchases? So what I've done, you guys, and I don't want to make this is probably going to be like my shortest webinar ever, because what I'm doing, I had told you last time I addressed this topic that I had a number of videos that I was hoping to share with you. So what I'm in the process of doing is I have just uploaded to my YouTube channel a bunch of videos that show you some sample apartments here in Playa, some sample condo units. What I'm seeing is there is a large number of people that are continuing to move to Playa del Carmen from other parts of the world, well, to Mexico in general, but in general to the Riviera Maya, and for reasons that I expressed in an earlier video on this topic. Playa del Carmen is an attractive destination. It is a walkable city, and as mentioned in some of my other videos, we virtually have very few restrictions compared to many other parts of the world right now. And even though there are threats that we might be placing in general, we might be put into red, what I'm actually seeing is that even though we're technically in orange right now, according to the CV stoplight system, they have actually modified what orange means. So previously when we were in orange, gyms were closed. Right now they're actually open. So in terms of what I'm seeing on the ground, things are still pretty open here. So in terms of, those of you who are in the process of moving here or considering moving here, or perhaps even investing in this area, what can I say? If you are coming here with the impression that you're going to be paying perhaps half of what you're used to paying in your city back in Canada or in the US, well, you might be in for a surprise. As mentioned in an earlier video, especially the brand new luxury style condo buildings that are being built here, the price point is, while it's cheaper than places than Toronto, it's also not inexpensive. So to give you an idea, if you are wanting to live in a one-bedroom apartment, luxury style apartment, the typical rent you can expect to pay is going to be anywhere from 20,000 to 25,000 pesos. That would translate to about 1,000 to 1,250 USD. And again, for that price, you can expect to get a luxury style unit with a rooftop pool, may have a gym inside the unit, although the gyms inside the units are usually almost symbolic, okay? If you're wanting to rent, again, a luxury style, beautiful 2-bedroom unit, you're gonna be looking at about 30,000, minimum 30,000 pesos per month, which would translate to about 1,500 USD per month, about 2,000 Canadian. You can find cheaper units, but you can expect to find those in an older style building that was built maybe a few years ago. Now, as some of you already know, I have started helping people here in Playa with both finding rentals and increasingly with purchases. And in fact, I currently have, I'm working with a fellow Canadian who is putting to use some of his Bitcoin in order to acquire a property here. We have a developer here in Playa that is going to accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And an even better situation may be that instead of spending your actual Bitcoin, you would be in a position to do what's called staking. So you can actually borrow against it, similarly to how those of you who are real estate investors would leverage against the equity in your property to then reinvest that to make further acquisition. You have, there are websites, there are services that are now allowing people to borrow against their crypto and then take back either USD or something called USDT, which is, it's called a stable coin. It's on par with the US dollar. So essentially you can use that for a purchase, perhaps a real estate purchase, and not have to forfeit your Bitcoin or other cryptos. So all these options are available, you guys. What I've done and what I'm in the process of doing, I'm literally just uploading right now to YouTube a number of videos that I've taken of some of the units that I myself have access to in terms of rentals or sales. I will post links to this video because rather than trying to share, because literally they're just being updated to uploaded to YouTube right now, I will post links to those videos. They're each about 2 to 5 minutes long, so it won't take too much of your time. But I know many of you are curious as to the real estate here, and hopefully that will give you an idea as to what your money can get you here, both in terms of rentals and in terms of sales. You know, those of you who are hoping to buy a house, yes, there are houses available for sale in Playa proper. So to give you an idea, I have some contacts of mine who are selling a 2-bedroom home. Now, most of the homes you're going to find in the Playa Central or the you know, the heart of Playa are going to be older properties. So, you know, I mean, well, older is relative because I know in cities like Toronto, you have properties that are, you know, 100 years old. These houses would not be that old. I mean, these neighbors of mine built their house, you know, 32 years ago when they first moved to Playa, and they're selling. They have one is 4.5 million pesos. So if you convert that into Canadian dollars, and that's a 2-bedroom home, and then they also have a 3-bedroom home for sale for about 6 million pesos. Now these houses, if you're going to be living in them, they may require some renovations. What we're seeing in Playa increasingly, especially in these popular tourist neighborhoods, is that people are buying these properties and then redeveloping them. You have the right to build a multi-unit property. So that's what people are doing. They're building condo buildings, boutique-style condo buildings. Of course, you can still choose to live in these. So again, 6 million pesos, if you divide by about 15, that's about 400,000 Canadian. So that would get you a 3-bedroom home in the heart of Playa, in one of the most beautiful areas of Playa. You know, prices are very attractive compared to what we're used to seeing in places like Toronto, or even markets, you know, side markets like Hamilton, Ontario, Kitchener, Ontario. You really can buy a piece of paradise for you know, just about the same price or less of what, you know, a home would cost you in a place like Kitchener. Well, right now, from what I hear, you're not even able to buy properties unless they're in really bad shape in places like Kitchener for like $400,000. Anyway, you guys, I don't want to keep. I don't want to make this video too long. Again, this was kind of a backup idea that I had to talk a little bit about the real estate market here. Not to mention, as I mentioned to some of you, I currently have you know, a lady I'm speaking to. She's interested in buying a boutique hotel here. So to give you an idea, there are properties for sale. You can buy a 19-unit building for the equivalent of, you know, 500,000 USD. Studio building, or, you know, anywhere from 12 to 19 units. These are you know, these are studios. This would be more of a Mexican style building. So this is not going to be a luxury building, but with a few cosmetic renovations, this could be a very attractive investment and definitely cash flow. These units are going very quickly. The rental market here continues to be very hot, and I also see a lot of opportunities in terms of purchases. It seems to be more of what do they call it, a buyer's market. So I see a lot of properties for sale in all different price ranges. You know, and I'm sure, you know, for those of you who are looking to buy, I think there are opportunities for some good deals to be had, because for whatever reason there is, well, for whatever reason, I do know why, having spoken to some of the locals that have been here a long time. For example, somebody from the Italian Mexican community locally, he told me that when COVID hit, for whatever reason, you know, the local Italian community, about 2/3 of them, in his estimation, went back to Italy. So, you know, you've got owners that are living out of town, and maybe they don't have the time, the resources, the wherewithal to manage their property. So they're looking to sell it. So you've got out of town owners looking to sell properties, good opportunities for purchases for those of you who are open-minded enough to want to venture outside of your own backyard, so to speak. And I'm going to say it again, Mexico is still open. You can come here. You do not need a COVID test. Now, if you fly through the US requires an antigen test. However, you can still fly down here through Panama, and you do not require any test. It's a bit of a long flight, but you can get yourself here. Cancun Airport is open. Again, no test required for entry. And you're welcome to come down either for a vacation or just to see for yourself the amazingness that we have here. So guys, I don't want to keep this much longer. Like I said, I will post links to these beautiful videos. Well, I'd like to think they're beautiful, and hopefully you like them too, that I've taken of various units for rental for sale here in Playa. And feel free to get in touch via direct message or via email. I will post my email as well in the comments. It's hi Leticia, but spelled L-E-T-I-T-I-A, hi L-E-T-I-T-I-A @protonmail.com. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, this was a quick edition. Next week, we'll be back with a more in-depth conversation with actually a representative from one of the top developers here in Playa. They're in the business of building condo buildings. And again, they're probably the top developer in town. And then we're going to have a more in-depth look at what some of the units cost here in Playa. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Much love to all of you. Blessings, okay? Take care.